Good morning, dear colleagues, participants of the conference. The year 2020 awarded us the global challenge to combat pandemic of COVID-19. We've got one of the most difficult tests in modern history, which remains important in this year, and in the light of the last year, lessons of anxiety overwhelmed health systems and economic disruptive changes, we should foresee steps forward. Despite the massive pandemic consequences we live today with, the other challenges also remain relevant, such as climate changing, resource efficiency, sustainable development, pollution prevention, chemicals in industry and agriculture. That's why dealing with the short-term damage is essential to invest in long-term needs, where sustainable recovery today leads to win-win results tomorrow. EU was probably one of the first designed a solid response to the COVID-19 pandemic by drawing EU recovery plan to address the immediate crisis, allocated funds for the recovery and resilience together with a strong emphasis on green recovery, to step in greener, more efficient, more resilient and sustainable economy, and of course, as much as possible, smoothly turn nowadays challenges into opportunities. EU Green Deal stands as base of EU recovery plan and allows us not to retreat into national agenda 2030 and go along with global sustainable development goals to interconnect the economic, social and environmental areas and maintain their leadership. Pandemic has distorted normal social, economic life cycles, impacted resources, production market, influenced labor and employment situation. But on the other hand, we have to recognize that it's also made us to discover and take on board additional possibilities and experience of resilience, to find out new skills, practices, and business opportunities that should be exploited in dealing with the current and forthcoming challenges. Today's scientists pointing out to reduction of pollution in cities during pandemic and actions to prevent it, shrinking GHG emissions, and nascent consumption changes together changes in pattern of production, service needs, speeding up digitalization became as rescue tool to keep on track of our lives, business, schooling. What is important that recovery should not be considered as a going back to the status before crisis. I believe that it should be a step forward along both short and long-term tasks. That's why true recovery is an advanced combination, actually, of the EU Green Deal strengthening the EU single market, diving with confidence into modernization and innovations and applying new schemes in resource and material markets, especially expanding renewable energy, circular economy, digitalization across the sectors. Of course, it's clear that any strategy or action plan cannot be implemented without proper financing. EU already allocated 750 billion euros recovery instrument to help repair the immediate economic and social damage caused by pandemic. It is the urged aid for investments in support of sustainability of recovering economy. Of course, the main role to mitigate the pandemic impact belongs to national governments, to lay down national actions of way forward, to draw and implement supporting schemes, taking into account national particularities and possibilities, for sure leveraging finance to invest in the recovery and to go along the transformative agenda through comparable and timely data, as well as picking up the right indicators and monitoring tools, and of course, tracking the progress. An active and efficient dialogue of national authorities with stakeholders across the sectors is an essential element, as well as intersectoral cohesion in order to precisely indicate sustainable recovery needs and to take efficient actions to deal with. Public sector itself has a room also to foster some elements for green recovery, which could be handy for business standing on recovery and progressing way, for example, by increasing scope of green procurements. One of the challenging but absolutely necessary element is to indicate why joint actions and collaboration of countries are needed to harness the full potential of investments, to reach more significant results in affected sectors and areas, to open new opportunities, turn regional particularities into advantage and driving factors, and to secure inclusive recovery and sustainable economic development. It's very important to investigate and elaborate new sustainable options for business and to focus on the sectors where is room to improve resource efficiency and where the potential of circularity is high, as for example, electronics, plastics, textile, buildings, whose may be taking regional recovery actions to fulfill broader EU commitments for the future. So today is really worth to discuss how to deal with challenges, to look for new opportunities and move forward win-win mode with long-lasting benefit and to recharge economy during the recovery period and being sure that nothing is wasted, exhausted or left behind. Thank you.